Funk Flex. I'm here, of course. Dave East, Chubby Chub. So, first of all, you know, we got our 420 situation happening.
Right.
So, because I saw Dave today, because we're preparing that, we're putting that together. We were brainstorming, but I decided to have some conversation with Dave, especially for a couple reasons. One is, once again, you know, I saw on your gram, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I saw on your gram, so you were out. You were on what street were you on?
Lafayette.
Well, you shut the street. Well, why there? I was wondering.
I didn't want to do it in the hood.
Okay.
So I said, let me do it in the area of where it be concerts or just the venue, that type of space.
Good energy, good vibe.
Good vibe, you know what I mean? And I called Peter from Massapel. I said, yo, I want to do a candlelight for Nip tonight. He said, all right, I'm gonna call you right back. They put the flyer together. I posted it at like 6 o'clock. Got out there at 8. It was packed, like jam packed. You know what I'm saying? You
said something key because you said you were young, of course, for Tupac and Biggie, and I could see that was affecting you, especially with you guys coming up together,
right?
And in similar situations. I know today, or I should say yesterday, they caught the person who. I saw that Shade Room had some pictures of him in the car and I think being handcuffed because I guess now it starts. I mean, of course, I was expecting to be on video.
Right.
He
tried to check in a crazy house, a mental hospital. That's how they caught him.
So he was trying to
play the crew. You know how people.
He was trying to disappear.
Try to play the insane role like he didn't know what he was doing. That's how the police caught him, checking in a mental institution.
I was very, shout to Nessa because I've had these conversations on and off with Nessa for a couple days. Right. Did you see Nori's post? Nori had he made.
I think I did. He was talking.
He was talking about the situation, and me and you were talking before this. Also, his family, man. I don't know how. He has kids, he has children. I mean, it's such a waste of life. Like, and when I heard it, I didn't believe it. Because I know first it was just right. It was just first it was just he got shot. So I'm thinking he's gonna pull through. Or I'm not even thinking it's meant for him.
Right.
But when he said in front of his store, I was like, how crazy could he get in front of his store? But then when you see the video, Dave, I'd love to get your take.
That's what I feel like. That's the wackest part of just the culture now. You know what I'm saying? Like back before, it wasn't no footage, when nothing happening to nobody. Like you just heard about such and such got shot. And then, like me hearing he got shot, then going right on the gram and then seeing that video and seeing his legs lifeless. So it was like, that's Nip. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it hit me different. Cause I'm thinking he just got shot, like you just were saying, like maybe standing there, somebody else might have been shooting at somebody else.
No way I know he was passed away.
There's no way I'm thinking he dead. You know what I'm saying? But all the calls I got from the homies from over there, everybody said the same. It was like he ain't make it. He died right in that parking lot.
The debate, Dave, for a lot of this is, he was so influential in his hood in terms of giving back. Positive, I know, buying property, all the things that he was doing. I mean, they showed. Did you see the older man that they showed that he was cleaning
Bruce,
up?
Yeah.
And his, you could tell, man.
He just had a genuine soul, like, and that's to be that young. You don't see that no more. Like that ain't even around no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about with him buying up all that property. Now he employing all these people.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's people that got jobs that they ain't have jobs. It's fellas that's coming home. He hiring them. You know what I'm saying? How you take that away? Like,
where does this stand, Dave? Because we were talking about this before. With celebrities and people of stature wanting to give back and being in their situation, there's some people, of course, that feel this was terrible. and of course it's terrible, and kind of shouldn't have happened. And there's some people that feel like, well, sometimes when you take it back to the place that where you come from and where things are, that there's jealousy, there's things.
That's where they hate you the most.
Where's the balance in this moving forward?
I feel like is I don't know, and he was the blueprint to me. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like
I felt that too.
He was the model, like
he was getting the furthest.
You know what I'm saying? He was the model, and he used to joke like, "You East Coast me, cuz." I'm like, we used to joke. You know what I'm saying? And just watching him do that, it made me feel like, well, damn, I can give back to the hood and be in the hood. And that's the difference with Nip. You could touch him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a hands-on. A lot of people, they labels pump their shit or whatever. Nip was pumping that. You know what I'm saying?
Selling. Correct, he used to sell his music
first in that parking lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Same parking lot, and he said they used to run him out the parking lot and all that. Now he bought it, and the same people that was in the parking lot running him out got to pay him rent.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? He flipped that shit. Like, it's just you don't know the hate you really creating. Like I always say, like my cousin was just telling me, he was like, for every one person that truly got love for you, is 99 people that hate your guts, like that don't want to see you prevail in no kind of way, or they mad. That is you. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll really be questioning God why it's not them in the position you in. And you could be a good spirited person just there to help. All Nip was there to do was help. You know what I'm saying? He come from that. He was like, don't get me wrong, he come from it, but he flipped that in. He was just in GQ. I just called him like, nigga, you in GQ, cuz? This shit look crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it don't add up. That one there never ever makes sense to me. Like, as long as I live.
He's the last person I expected to.
You know what I'm saying? That'll never ever make sense. There's no way to add that up.
He was the last person. Always had good energy. He always, not just good energy, man, but, you know, even when he came in the room, it just brightened it up a little bit. Just his way, the way he carried on, the way he felt, the way, you know. I never, look, I think his persona, his music was big, but I feel like his persona was growing super outside the music. And I didn't get a sense of complaining from him or feeling a type of way. I mean, I would, me, and you know, Dave, I know you from Harlem, my nigga, and I know you've been in situations, we all are. I would have been concerned as the story started to unfold. I want to say concerned, or I questioned the guy being able to get on him like that.
Right.
I questioned, you know, that's still what a strip mall with a little corner.
Right.
You know, like.
Well, what you gotta understand with that, Flex, not to cut you off, homie from his set. So it wasn't a red flag when he walked in that parking lot. It wasn't a who was that? It was a familiar face.
It's somebody you trusted to get up on.
Somebody
up on
you know, and somebody that's the last thing you probably thinking he about to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a familiar face. You've seen him before.
Explain that to me, because you just said from a familiar set, and I'm a civilian, so I want to learn here now. So, is that considered an extreme no that you don't hurt someone from the set?
No, it's not even. It's ways you go about it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody call you out, or they saying something about you that you're not respecting, you shoot the fade. You call the fade out. You know what I'm saying? You don't take it to that extreme if that's supposed to be the homeboy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
and they had no reason to think anything else.
I'm just like I said. I feel like from what I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying? They saying that boy was a rat. You know what I'm saying? They saying he was a snitch, and it was just on some like, what you doing over here? Like, you know what I mean? Cool like that too. Like, what you doing? You know you ain't good over here. And now, he took it away.
You know, in that Bronx, I know there's dudes who snitch, exist. And in my experience on that block, you know, we are not careful of fear, but just, you know, if that's said in front of 4 or 5 people,
right,
and there's a question on whether or not you're a snitch or not,
right,
there's an energy after that.
Forever.
You know, there's an energy. Like, there's an energy of, and with rest in peace, Nipsey being so credible in that hood, super credible.
Right.
You know, him saying, like, if I was an outsider looking at that situation and I'm in that strip mall,
Right.
there's no question to me anymore if Nipsey said it in front of him and his reaction ain't over the top and he turn and walk away, I'm already assuming he a snitch just from his body language and whatever it is. And correct me if I'm wrong, those other, like, there's 5 other people there.
Right.
That guy's not good with that 5 anymore either. From that point moving on, it's a different scenario moving on.
Can't be. And like I said, it's not just the average Joe calling you saying this is what you are. Like
it's Nipsey.
It's coming from Nip.
So
way heavier.
Now, if you were in that situation, right? I mean, I could speak for me. If it was, I definitely, I would have taken that walking away kind of serious though. Me, I don't know where you would have been on the walk off.
Like I said, it depends on how long or well I know this person. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this is a complete stranger, you know what I mean, then I might be like, yo, go walk with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or just stay with him.
Catch his vibe.
Stay with him, like, you know what I mean? But if it's a nigga I know, whatever, he slid. Back to the conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he probably, like I said, you could tell, this is what I seen in the vid, Nip was chilling, bro. Super chilling. On his way to go do a fucking, stop the violence with the LAPD. He was on his way to go do that.
Oh, man.
Like a rally. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
That's why I don't know, man.
You know,
that one hit hard.
His family, man. You know, how many children does he have?
I believe 2.
You know, I never. You know, the game success brings us. You know what? And please, I'd love to know your experience. Success, sometimes you see people, the ones sometimes you expect to be crunchy. I don't know if you experience it's kind of the ones you don't expect that catch you a little off guard.
It's
Is that it?
Like reversed, yeah.
You're like, damn, I didn't think his energy was gonna be like that, and it catches you a little funny. And because sometimes you may have a love for a person or a feel for a person, you may, depending on how your past is, depends on how much rope you give them.
Right.
In terms of where his energy's going. You know, I constantly think, what could have been done differently that day? You know, I keep thinking that, Dave, to be honest. I don't have the answer. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's like, you know, I know, and it's Crenshaw. This was that.
In Slauson, busy. That's like 2/5 in Madison. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know,
busy. 3 in the afternoon. Like, it's traffic, people, all that right there.
Do you think he still understood how big of a celebrity he'd become? Do you think he still understood that?
I don't know. I got that problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like he was where he's most comfortable, and that's what make it scary. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where you got to think his brother run the store, Black Sam run the store. You know what I'm saying? He owned a whole lot. He that's where he be at. I met Nip in that parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where we met. So that's where he's most comfortable at. He know an enemy wouldn't do that, bro. Like a sworn enemy would not walk in the middle of the 60s like that, broad daylight, middle of the day, and do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Had to been from somebody that he knew or somebody that could get that close to him. You know what I'm saying? Without nobody saying, yo, who that? No, you don't see nobody.
Or why is he still here?
Or why he still over here? Like, you know what I mean? So it came from inside. That's what making like super nasty. But that's something that also scared me to death, because he didn't do that based on what Nip told him that day. That wasn't no just
built up.
Yeah, that was, he been not liking that.
That was the excuse.
That was the reason. Like, you just gave me a reason now. Like, you know what I mean? But
which is where I wanted to go anyway. Now
I've been wanting to go here, but now I got a reason to do it. And you embarrassed me, whatever. Like, but he had to been feeling that way. You don't stand over that man. Make sure he. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
I can see if you throw some shots and run out of there, scare him.
And he know the consequences. It's almost like it's worth it to him. He knows what comes with this. He knows this video here. He knows like what do you?
Shit,
how far are you gonna get?
Camera it out. Camera it out.
I didn't feel remorse when they caught him. I didn't feel. You know. We don't. It doesn't happen often, but it's you know, XXX. It happened, and they found people. But you know, I don't know if people get caught up in the glorifying or the celebration afterwards, or the you know what I mean. Like sometimes we don't revisit. Yo, that shouldn't have happened, and this is what kind of caused that, and we need to kind of look at that, you know, like
and learn from it. Ain't no closure with that though. They could have had a video of somebody lynching homie. You know what I'm saying? That still wouldn't have been no closure. Like ain't no closure for that. Nip was too like he'll never feel dead. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying on the video, when Pac and Big died, I was like 8. You know what I'm saying? So I can remember seeing my cousin cry, or like the older people. It was sad because I was a big fan and Pac fan, but I ain't know them.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I never personally had a convo with neither one of them. Me and Nip, it was tight. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know my daughter.
He's living like you're living. You're young and up and coming. You making
same
music.
vibes. We just built every time. He was the most knowledgeable. Like as far as his age went, he give you game like Nas and them. To be so young, every time I would sit with Nip, he would always play. You go in the studio, he done wrote out his next 6 months. He was a real focused. He knew what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just letting life come to him. He knew exactly where he wanted to go, what he was trying to do, and it was inspirational. Like you know what I'm saying? He was my motivation. Like just seeing him making it. Then he just get. I'm thinking. I'm like, damn, cuz Crip. He talking this straight. He talking my type of talk, you know what I'm saying? And he get nominated for a Grammy? That the Grammys is checking for that now? Really? So it was just a total inspiration from son, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you kill that, like, ain't no closure.
Like it's for no reason.
No reason, man.
It's jealousy combined with some bullshit energy that happened that day. But you're right. It was an energy that was already there.
I wish somebody could get him in a room and film, just ask him why, get him to say why. You know what I'm saying? I would want to hear that. Like why, bro? Really though? Like, you know what I'm saying? For what?
He looked like, even as it was going, like he was like somewhere else. Like he wasn't even thinking it. Like fucking. You could tell he was shooting him out. He was scared. He shot. He ran away. Came back. Shot him again. That wasn't no. It's like I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not sure.
It looked like he got like tough with it after he seen it was down. Like then he walked over him and did all that, kicked him. That's when he got. But you could tell he looked like he didn't know if somebody was gonna come out the store. If he looked a little shaky doing it.
He was terrified. If this guy lived right here, this gonna be a problem.
And that's what I told everybody. Like, I feel like that was one of them. Once he pulled the gun out or whatever, once he fired that first shot at Nipsey. He had to do what he did.
But he looked like he was looking at him like, if I leave this guy here, I ain't gonna be good.
Even with that, they gonna be on card. Like, man. Jail or not, like he got like you know, I don't talk about that shit. That shit is whack.
A different type, you know, and I haven't always had the best relationship with the West Coast guys because of some, you know, my comments sometime on Pac.
Right.
He always he would check on me every now and then. He would text and he would say what's up. He never asked me for nothing. Mm-hmm. He would just say what's up or hit back. Like, and even when he did the freestyle, we used the parts he had asked me to use. Mm-hmm. And he took time. It was his album week, and he said, you know, I really appreciate you taking the pieces that I wanted, and when I watched it, it really looked good. And not meant, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, you take it for granted. And he was hot. He still was. I didn't expect to even hear from him that week.
Man, respectable.
And I respected that. I hope his family. Man, I want to see him get through it. His family and his friends is such a senseless loss. To a great guy that was doing so much. Nessa has informed me of a lot of because she knew of him early, of all the great things he's done in the community and for the people and for everything else. When you see people who talk about him, you see the disgust in their, in their delivery, like, oof, man. I mean, this is,
Yo, I don't even want to go on Instagram. That's all. I mean, like, I don't. It hurt to see bro now, like, you know what I'm saying? To hear his voice when I was just listening to his album, it's like eerie, like, I can't call this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? That's whack.
What would you, as you being, even, Dave, sometimes, I know, sometimes in my mind, you're still lyrical Dave,
Right.
But, in the street, when I see people mobbing you, it's a little, it's different. You've grown. I know a couple of different of your fans. I know guys who know every word of your music. I know guys who aren't super lyrical, but they're into your swag and what you wear, and they pay attention. Right. And then I know girls who know your music, and my daughter says it the best because I always test her on everybody. And I was talking. She said, Dave East. Oh yeah, my friends like him. And I said, well, do you know it's me? No, but my friends say like him. So you've grown into this. I'm keeping 1,000 to my nigga. You've grown into a super sex symbol with the chicks. You know what it is. I gotta tell you, but I don't think we've discussed it.
Yeah, we ain't had that conversation.
We haven't had that conversation, but I know I'm embarrassing you. It is. It's the truth. It's grown into something kind of nuts.
I don't shy away from it, but it's crazy.
It's grown into something kind of nuts, and you're in that category now, my brother.
Right.
And I mean, what would you suggest for celebrities, coming after you and at your level, because you want to give back to the hood, you want to be part of it, because the other thing we get.
You Hollywood.
Yeah, and that word, it irks.
You could be in your mansion on the moon. If you get that text from somebody, he Hollywood. You hear that?
And you could be on the corner of your hood, and it still bothers you when they come up. Oh, what up, nigga? Nigga, you ain't Hollywood.
Right.
Shut up, nigga.
Right.
But I'm right here. I'm in the, like, why you? Does this look like Hollywood to you, nigga? I'm here.
You know the sad part about it with this nip shit? I don't care if you call me Hollywood. Like that part of my mentality.
I want to know where you're at with it.
Yeah, that part of my mentality is gone. Cause look what the hood do, man. Like at the end of the day, that's what the hood do.
Cause when people say it to us, right, in that initial hit,
right.
Sometimes I'm starting to wonder: is that what they do to?
Yeah, to make you feel like to prove you not Hollywood. So now you coming around.
Because then now. You got their ear.
Exactly.
And like, like that's the...
I compare that to damn near paying attention or really like listening to an Instagram comment. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. You know what I mean? Like if somebody say something to you on the gram,
Dave roasted somebody about comments the other day.
On it.
It was something. It was something about the music. And you don't do that much. And he got at him. And he immediately, hey man, I was just, because
they want a response. That's what make me stop doing it. I'm like, man, you just saying this to get a response. It ain't no problems.
I appreciate you.
Trolling. That's what they call that, right? Trolling.
I like to go back and forth. Dave always jumps in on. I got this persona that I do. It's called Ugly Man. And when I talk about the clubs and I get into this other type of energy, right. Dave's always first one in the comment.
Crying. I wake up in the morning like, yo, Flex is going crazy right now.
But he was the first celebrity. Not all the celebrities will jump in there when I do it now. But he was the first one in there. I'm putting one up today too for this.
Them is classic. Like
I thought of you.
Them is classic.
I thought of you.
Them is super classic, bro.
I appreciate you coming by, and I know I appreciate you talking about it with me. I know you didn't have to, and I know I could tell when we come up in the elevator. I was concerned if I was even gonna have that conversation with you. I see you on that gram being genuine. And how you feel. You said something key too. You said whether you blood, Latin King,
whatever.
We gonna come together for this right here.
We gonna rock nip shit. Like,
we gonna come together for this, man. God bless his family and rest his soul. He's not a person that I knew extremely, but he did so much good for the community. It's rare we see someone who does this much for the community get taken out, bro.
And look at the amount of time he did it in. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just was really coming into.
He had an older soul.
Yeah.
Like in some time.
His whole vibe. You know what I mean?
Had an older soul. And I thank you again for coming, my brother.
Nah, you already know.
You know.